Tony Robbins talks about thoughts and he talks about emotions as tables. And I love this analogy because it makes it so clear and obvious how we can change them then. Imagine your emotions and your thoughts are tabletops. Okay? They're tabletops. The tabletop only exists. What makes it a table is the four legs that support it. And so if we want to change, we want to break a table, or we want to fortify a table, the way you do that is through the legs of that table. And so when we have a thought or an emotion and we recognize it as hurtful, we then need to chop out its legs. And what are the legs? The legs are all the evidence, true or false, right? It's all perception, true or false. It's the legs that support that tabletop, that idea, that thought. And so if I am a student and I'm feeling very depressed and hopeless about my academic career, that's my tabletop. I then have to recognize that's a hurtful tabletop, so I want to chop it down. So now I'm going to look for the legs that support and have created that table. Maybe you're a student. I'll go back to me. Gosh dang it, I'm so frustrated. I'm so sad. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, I've been sitting here for forever. I can't get this work, blah, blah, blah. That's the thought you have, right? So then I said, okay, this is sadness, this is despair. How do I attack that? What are the legs? What are making me feel this way? Well, I feel this way because always in the past, I've done this. I've tried my best. I've worked hard, but it has not worked out and I've gotten bad grades. That's the first leg. So then I say to myself, okay, wait, it hasn't worked out in the past, but how does the past affect right now? This is a new opportunity. Just because I flipped a coin and it landed heads doesn't mean if I flip it again, it's also going to land heads. I have an opportunity to change and to be different. Okay, that's one leg. All right, the next leg is, well, shoot, I could change. I've said I'm going to change before, but I haven't changed. That's another leg. Well, wait, why didn't I change before? I didn't have anything to change to. I said I was going to change and study differently, but I didn't know how to study differently, so I couldn't change. How many of you guys have wanted to change, but you're like, I don't know what else to do? That's where getting educated about learning and studying and success comes in. I've done the heavy legwork for you. I've created the course, The 5 Pillars of Studying Less and Getting Better Grades. I also have all my pre-med courses to help you with the pre-med process. So whatever you aren't informed about, if you want to change, you don't know how to change, I'm here for you. My website, premedproductivity.com, get into a program. I'll coach you. You get video modules. We'll give you the tools to be different. You'll have another option to change to. So that way you can say, oh, I can change. Now that I want to change, I can because I got something to change to. Maybe you say to yourself, well, this is just so much material. I shouldn't do this. We're going to flip that leg and we're going to say, even though it's so much material, it's doable because other students before me have gotten through this class. So if I just sit down and I just work every single day and I say, okay, I got 100 pages. Oh my gosh, so much. Well, how many days do I have to the final? And let's put these many days per day and let's break down the pages per day and let's chunk that big thing into a smaller chunk. So do you guys see what we're doing here? We're attacking all the evidence that supports that we won't be successful and that are making us sad. And by doing that, we can bring down those sad feelings and we can replace those sad feelings with what? Optimism, hope, excitement, perhaps even, about our prospects of becoming great. And this is what I love about working with students and with pre-meds. It's why it motivates me and drives me because I love that light bulb moment when the light has been out in their house for a long, long time. Ain't no power, ain't no electricity. It is dark, pitch black in this house because they have zero hope. And then you provide a pathway. No, don't worry about that. This is how we're doing it. Boom, 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 boom. And you see the light come on like hope, dreams, potential. That's what I live for. That's what I love. And so that's what you guys can do for yourselves. And it's the same way with tabletops that are positive emotions. You can amplify them, magnify them, bring in more, fortify those as your default mode. And so for me, yes, there are moments I have of sadness, moments I have of anger and irritation, right? And stress. But then I chop away at them to quickly go from, okay, yes, I could have had a whole day long funk. But instead, I had a 5-minute, a 10-minute, a 30-minute funk. And I've reframed that emotion and I've gotten to a better place. And now I'm back at it. I'm ready to go. Even now, before I came out here today, it's been a crazy day for me at work. It was just a crazy day. I had a couple crazy parents and it's just like, when people are are combative with you and irritated because they're stressed out, sometimes even though I'm playing it cool with them, inside it can make me kind of like So I was kind of at a low point, in a lull. As the end of my day, I was like, oh, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I'm frustrated having to deal with these people. And I turned it around so I could come on here live with you guys. We're at minute 20 now of live, to say no. I'm now going to be excited. I'm not going to be happy because I can erase the frustration that was today by doing something I love to do, talking to students, working with students to get better. And so now I can create a happiness emotion by building out these new legs. And so that's what we do. We recognize we're having a feeling, we categorize it, up or down, right? Hurtful, helpful. Then we go to work chopping at the legs or amplifying the legs to create the emotions we want. That's what we do, guys. And what's important about understanding that we have control of our emotions is that emotions, feelings are not black and white, they're gray. It's a spectrum. You only have to be positive enough or positive enough to act. Or you only have to minimize your negativity enough to act. Meaning, you can still study if you're feeling sad. You just can't be overwhelmingly sad. You can still focus in and do well on your test if you're stressed or anxious but you have test anxiety at your test. But we want to reduce it enough to not be overwhelmed with anxiety. That's the separator. So we just got to bring it down to that threshold that we can tolerate. All right? That's point number 2. Everybody still with me? Everybody having a good day? Shauna, what up? Yes, the courses are great. Thank you for saying that, Shauna. I appreciate it. Julian, what up? That was me a few days ago. I had a 2 or 3 day funk. Very low energy. We got to snap ourselves out of it, guys. We can truly, truly snap ourselves out of our emotional state. And can I take a second there to even expand on that more? As an anesthesiologist, I do this all the time. All the time. I'll be having an emotion, right? It's a high stress environment. I had a student the other day come shadow, and they were freaking out because, oh my gosh, this kid, clearly something bad was happening. The vitals were crazy. And I'm cool as a cucumber. I'm talking, I'm educating as I'm doing some stuff. And they're like, and they were so freaked out. This is kind of funny. I asked them, and it wasn't urgent. I was like, hey, can you hand me the tape? And they thought this tape was like, I was going to save the patient's life with this tape. I was going to tape their whole body together. I don't know what they thought. But they were so freaked out. They went to go run, and they tripped and they fell. And I was like, oh. And I was like, hey, relax. You don't have to run. Well, it's just a lot happening. I'm like, calm, calmate. I could choose to be anxious and concerned. That's not going to help me. In these moments, as an anesthesiologist, being freaked out that lives are on the line doesn't help the patient. Doesn't help me save the life. So I'm going to remain calm. That way I can focus on the task at hand and save the life. That's the separator.